get it. 79 West FIBBER McGEE speaking.
Hi, Molly, it's Dennis.
Huh?
It's Dennis Daly. I would have loved to have been on your show years ago, but the best I can do is kind of go back through history and play your shows this year. You understand how that works, don't you?
Oh, sure, I realize how those things happen.
Okay then, Molly, I better get this program put together. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Who'd you say it was, Molly? Anybody we know?
Dennis.
Decent sort of a chap. Generous and a good neighbor.
It was one of the longest-running and best-loved shows in the history of radio. Throughout the 1930s, then through the war years, and into the 50s, Jim and Marion Jordan, as FIBBER McGee and Molly, brought a little bit of mid-America into our living rooms every week. Their radio home at 79 Wistful Vista was visited by an array of zany characters and lovable guests. Their jokes and running gags, including Fibber's famous overpacked hall closet. Dennis Daly looks at the evolution of this historic radio series in a salute to FIBBER McGee and Molly.
Hi and hello again, everybody. And during this series, we're looking at one of the most successful radio shows of all time. If you have never heard an episode of FIBBER McGee and Molly before, you have a real treat. For decades, the show made us laugh, brought us through World War II and much of the Depression, and on into the 50s and 60s. Now sit back and enjoy 2 episodes of FIBBER McGee and Molly. 2 great FIBBER McGee and Company shows from 1938.
The Johnson Wax Program. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present FIBBER McGee and Company with Jim Jordan as Fibber, Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Anything Goes. And downstairs, all through the house, your floors and linoleum need the protection of Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. That is, if you want them to stay beautiful as new, easy to care for. Glow Coat gives a shield of bright protection to painted or varnished wood floors, to inlaid and printed linoleum. Dirt cannot become embedded in this shining polish. Think what this means to you. No more wearisome floor scrubbing. No more drab, soiled floors. And even a child can apply Glow Coat and get satisfactory results. For this remarkable no-rubbing polish never streaks or smears. Simply spread some of the liquid lightly over the surface, let it dry for 20 minutes, and you'll have lovely polished floors without any rubbing or buffing. Ask your dealer tomorrow for Glow Coat, GLO-COAT, Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Decided to hold its winter Army maneuvers and war games in Wistful Vista this year, and the whole town is in a martial dither. And here, approaching the headquarters of the Commandant to offer his services as military advisor, we find FIBBER Lafayette, where are we, McGee.
Oh, you're in the Army now. You're not behind the plow. The uniform's it.
Oh! Who goes there? Oh, hi, Bud. What was the question? I said, who goes there?
I ain't going. I'm coming.
Oh, excuse me. Come ahead, then.
Thanks. Which way is the commander stand, Bud?
It's the big one over there with the American flag over it.
Oh, thanks. I'll go. Hey, that flag's upside down. That's a distress signal.
Yeah, I know. The general had lobster and ice cream for dinner last night.
He ought to keep his troubles to himself. When I was a general in the Army, I had a flag tattooed on my stomach. Then when I got upset, my distress signals was flew in private. How much obliged, Bud?
Okay.
Oh, you're in the Army now. You're not behind the plow. You'll never get rich. You'll sleep in a ditch. You're in the... Hey, Bud, is the general in?
Yes, but he's busy with the chief of the cavalry.
Oh, I see. Probably picking some winners at Hialeah. Well, tell him Major McGee retired is here to see him.
Yes, sir.
Ah, the good old Army. Them was the golden days. Gold braid on the arm, goldfish for dinner, and gold bricking all day long.
Come in, Major McGee.
Okay, Bud. Well, nice of them to put that door on this tent. Otherwise, nobody could tell I was entering. Hi, General.
Good day. Did I understand the sentry to say that you were a retired officer, Mr.
McGee, Bud. FIBBER McGee. Late Major of the U.S. Marines, Air Service, Tank Corps, Cavalry, Engineers, Infantry, and all stuff like that there.
How about intelligence?
Oh, enough to get by.
That's very good, yes. Major, this is Colonel Hackamore of our cavalry unit.
Oh, hi, Colonel. Didn't we meet at Old Fort Blunder in the Mexican campaign?
I was never assigned to Fort Blunder.
Well, neither was I. It's a small world, ain't it?
Excuse me, Major McGee, but we're in the midst of planning our maneuvers, and we're very busy.
Oh, that's okay, General. The reason I come in is I thought you might want a military advisor, somebody familiar with the local territory.
Well,
now, for instance, suppose you planned an attack on the opposing forces and marched across town to take them in the flank. Now, you wouldn't want to find your advanced guard smack dab up against the brewery or something.
The fellow has something there, General.
Yes. A very interesting thought, very interesting. You say you're a retired Major McGee?
Yes, they retired me for insubordination.
Is that so? What did you do?
Well, one of the mules died, and they gave it a military funeral. They made all the officers face east while they played taps, and I wouldn't do it. I faced the other way.
Well, why did you refuse to face the east?
I'm a West Pointer.
What campaigns did you serve in, Major McGee?
Well, I served in Mexico, General. Pershing put me in personal charge of catching that Mexican bandit.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did he happen to do that?
Well, a bunch of us officers was whooping it up at a soda fountain down on the border one night. And the soda jerk says, "What'll you have, gents?" And I says, "I'll take vanilla." Well, Pershing heard me and thought he thought I said, "I'll take Villa." So he gave me the job.
Sounds like just the man we need for the local maneuvers, General.
I think so myself, Colonel.
You're familiar with modern tactics, Major?
Am I? Why, shucks, fellas. I was a master of military tactics when I was just a kid. Why, officers from all over the world used to come to our house to watch me play with my toy soldiers on the carpet. Carpet Tactics McGee, I was known as in them days. Carpet Tactics McGee, the calm and courageous captain of cavalry, quick to calculate a campaign to keep cruel killers from coming over and conquering our continent with crashing cannon, continually quizzing captives to collect confessions that could keep us coping with their conniving cohorts, and the keenest kid at cracking codes from the clattering caissons of Camp Custer to the clean-cut kilties of cold Caledonia.
Oh, that's splendid, splendid. I think you're just the local contact we need, Major. Suppose you wait here in my tent while the Colonel and I check our supply.
Okay, Bud.
Come, Colonel.
Right on, General.
Well, here I am in the Army again, and I didn't even have to call. Now, let's see. Come in. Well, what you want, sis?
I'm a nurse in the hospital unit, sir.
Well, then why ain't you in uniform?
I'm supposed to be on leave of absence, sir. Now they want to cancel my leave during these maneuvers. Please don't let them.
Now, what's your name, sis?
Adams, sir. Eve Adams.
Eve, eh? Oh, well, quit worrying, sis. Nobody named Eve should have her leave canceled during winter maneuvers.
Thank you.
Now, let's see. I guess I better glance over these papers. Commandant's headquarters, Major McGee speaking. What's say, Bud? Is that so? Well, send up 5 airplanes and have them spray the camp with paint remover. A fine army. They camouflage 3 ammunition trucks so good they can't find them again.
Lieutenant Novus reporting, sir.
Oh, hi, Don. What you want?
May I have a furlough, sir?
Listen, Don, according to these papers, you're the 14th lieutenant that's asked for furlough in a period of 2 days.
Interesting period, wasn't it?
What was?
Louis the 14th.
How does Army life agree with you, Don? You're looking very well.
Oh, I feel swell, sir. We're very exhilarated. In fact, I'm so happy I could sing Only a Rose in a few minutes.
It's a pretty clumsy introduction, but we got it in, didn't we? Yeah. Well, go ahead, Lieutenant Nova. Only a roll. That was great, Don. And that Billy Mills compliment was very good, too. I'll see that you boys get... Commandant's headquarters. Major McGee speaking. Oh, hi, Billy. Yes, I did. That was a beautiful accompaniment. What? What do you mean you want a promotion? What are you now, Mills? A major general? No, I'm sorry, Billy. I can't do it. Well, we just can't, that's all. This is the Johnson Wax program. How would it sound if we had a musical number presented by General Mills? All the dumb clucks I ever saw.
Hello there, Johnny. Need any new recruits?
Nope, I don't believe so, old-timer.
Hey!
I says no, we got all the soldiers we need. Though I can understand why living in a pup tent would appeal to an old Airedale like you.
That's pretty good, Johnny, but that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, he says, see where them southern planters are worried about the big cotton surplus. That's so, says t'other feller. Why don't you get all the gals to wear cotton stockings? Can't do it, says the first feller. That way, both the cotton and the gal would be out on a limb. It just goes to show, Johnny, why gals like silk. It just goes to show.
Oh, moss back. Imagine that old fossil talking about silk stockings. Well, I guess the guy is only as old as he looks. Apparently, he still looks. Guess I better go out and inspect the camp so I know what's going on. Oh, you're in the Army now. You're not behind the plow. You'll never... Oh, hello there, soldier. Oh, gooey pooey. Where are you going with that suitcase?
Me just got a fire from Army.
Oh. Just got fired from the Army, eh? What for?
Well, me camp a cook, see?
Uh-huh.
And me serve him hot dog for lunch, and me was out of mustard.
So what?
So me got mustard out.
Oh, I see. Was you a cook in civilian life, gooey pooey?
Oh, sure.
Can you take short orders?
Can do.
Okay, scram.
What the
Oh, you're in the Army now? Hey, what'd he call me? You're not behind the plow, you'll never get through.
Oh, how do you do, Miss McGee?
Oh, hi, Mrs. Uppington. What you doing in this Army camp?
Oh, I'm arranging a little dinner party, Miss McGee, for some of the officers. The higher officers, of course.
Ooh, yes. The higher officers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always says, Uppy, gold braid is where you find it.
Yes. Yes, but I think it would be such a distinguished gathering. So military, you know. And it would be such a treat for them, too, Mr. McGee, to eat in nice, clean, wholesome surroundings. Don't you think so, really?
What do you mean, Uppy? Why, there's nothing cleaner than an officer's dining tent.
Oh, but Mr. McGee, when I made inquiries, I was told the officers were used to eating in their own mess. I was quite shocked, really, I was.
Now, wait a minute, Uppy. Mess is just another name for dining room in the service.
Oh, really? Oh, sure. Oh, my, isn't that horrid?
Really?
Oh, dear. Well, anyway, if they do come, Mr. McGee, I hope they don't wear their swords and spurs, because they're liable to get jingled. Oh, dear, I hope you won't think I'm just being a silly girl running after a uniform. Well, good day. Good day, Mr. McGee.
After knowing a few society dames like her, it's easy to figure out how you get such a cold, damp handshake from them. They spend so much time in finger bowls. Oh, well, it ain't expected.
Hi, Fibber.
Oh, hi, Harpo. What you doing riding around in that tank?
Oh, I'm in the tank corps. Haven't you heard?
Why, no. What experience have you had with tanks?
Who, me?
Why, sure.
Why, after all these years... Okay, Lom. Why, after all these years of telling housewives how Johnson's Glow Coat will save them hours of housework because it requires no rubbing or buffing, why, I've handled millions of tanks.
You have?
Thanks for telling them how to restore floors and linoleum. Thanks for making housework so easy. Thanks for the economical way of buying Glow Coat in the larger size. Thanks for making...
Harpo.
Huh?
If you don't mind my criticism, that commercial clanks worse than the tank.
Well, that's gratitude for you. Here I go and get all greasy and bruised up for nothing. Okay, pal.
I'd have had him tossed in the guardhouse, only he'd have busted out with something about guarding houses against mars and scratches with Johnson's waxes. If he ain't the most...
Well, hello there, Fisher.
Oh, Nick DePopoulos. Hi, Nick.
What is this unfounded rumors I'm hearing about you being a military advisory to the General Staff? Or am I labeling under Miss Apple Dumpling?
No, that's correct, Nick. Say, what you doing here?
Oh, I'm coming down here for a visit with an old friend of mine, Fisher. He's a brigamoose.
Brigamoose? Oh, you mean a brigadier?
I stand connected. Anyway, I'm being very enthusiastic about military things, Fisher.
Oh, that's all.
I think it is being because I'm being a Greek people, and Greek people are always being ready to fight at the drop of a hat falling down.
Yeah, the Greeks have quite a warlike history, haven't they? Wasn't Helen of Troy?
Oh, sure. Helen of Troy was quite a cupid, Fisher. She had a purse which is shipping 1,000 lunches.
You mean she launched 1,000 ships?
Have it my way. She was a very hysterical character, too. I'm reading a literary book about her last night, and it seems she's having a boyfriend who's calling himself by the name of Paris. You're probably not knowing about that, Fisher. If you would read more, you wouldn't be so illegitimate.
You mean illiterate?
Why not? Anyway, this Paris squeegee is making a play for this Helen Cupid, you grab me? And as little totem of her esteem, she is giving him a golden apple.
Yeah, I know all about the golden
and
apple.
that is setting the precedent, Fisher, because ever since those times, you will find the Greek people owning a fruit stand. Well, so long, Fisher. I'll see you later if I don't look out.
Trouble with that guy is he tried to cross an unabridged dictionary and fell in. Well, I better get on with this.
Oh, there, Major McGee. We were looking for you.
Oh, hi, General. What's up?
Well, we're planning our campaign, Major. Just step into my tent, please.
Okay.
There you are. Now, here's our problem, Major. We're dividing the army into two forces, the red and the blue. Here, take a look at my map.
I have been. You need a shave, bud.
No, I mean this military map. Now, you say that you're familiar with the local terrain.
Why, shucks, General. I know this country like the back of my hand, with mittens on. What you want to know, Bud?
Here's the problem. I propose to deploy the Red forces in this area here. Machine gun emplacements here, a flanking movement here by this wooded patch, then the cavalry and the motorized units will come this way.
Oh, you're getting this all wrong, Bud. Here, let me take that map. Give me a pencil. Now, sit down and relax. I'll figure out the tactics for you. Have a cigar?
Thanks, I have one.
You got two? Now, here's the way to go. You put your infantry here, bring the tanks up here, engineers over here, and then when you come around this way, presto, hemmed in. Simple, ain't it?
Yes, it seems very simple.
Why, sure.
Thank you, Major. I believe that solves the whole problem. You certainly know this country, don't you?
Oh, I'll say so. The only thing that puzzles me on this map is this hill over here to the north. I never knew that was there.
That's my finger.
Oh. Well, good luck, General.
Thank you, my boy. The maneuvers will start immediately. I'll issue the orders right away.
Okay, General. Uh-oh. War started. Somebody shot the bugler. That's the most intelligent beginning of a war I ever heard. Pretty short war. I wonder what happened to that guy. Why
There he is, Ben. Put him under arrest.
Oh, me? What'd I do?
And you told me you were an authority on military tactics.
Well?
An authority on local geography. Throw him in the guardhouse, men. Now, wait a minute. I have a better idea.
Hey, say, what is this? Did something go wrong, General?
McGee, do you know what you've done?
Well, now, let me think.
I'll tell you.
Huh?
You sent our tanks through a swamp. You sent our cavalry swimming across a 4-mile lake. The infantry fell in a drainage canal. Our machine gun emplacements were run over by passing freight trains. And our entire division was cornered in a dead-end street.
Oh, the dead-end kids.
It's treason, McGee. That's what it is. Blindfold him in.
Wait, I'll kick him. I didn't know. Hey, let go of me.
Quiet, you. Take him out and stand him with his back to the wall.
Hey, you can't do this to me.
Come on, you.
I'm an American citizen, and I demand a trial. You can't
Quiet.
that.
You're a military officer and subject to military discipline. Where's the firing squad?
Here they come, General.
You have a final cigarette, McGee?
You better send for a carton, Bud. I'm a chain smoker. But listen, you can't do this to me. I'm a promise...
Enough of this. Firing squad, attention!
Oh, now listen, I didn't mean to do nothing.
When I drop this handkerchief, fire. 1,
Oh.
2,
Oh, please, don't do this.
fire!
Major McGee, your services are no longer required.
Fibber will be back in just a moment. But now I have a very special announcement to make, so listen carefully. For a limited time only, in fact, only as long as they last, your dealer is featuring special giant-size packages of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and Johnson's wax. These giant sizes contain 1/3 more than the regular sizes. Now, while they last, you can buy them at the same price as the regular sizes. In other words, you get 1/3 free. But you must hurry, because the supply of these giant-sized packages is strictly limited, and when they're gone, there won't be any more. Remember, you can have your choice of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat or Johnson's wax, paste or liquid, or you can buy all three. You pay only for 1 pint or 1 pound. The 1/3 extra is yours free. An extra dividend from Johnson to thank you for your loyalty to Johnson products. But see your dealer right away. Don't wait, or these giant sizes will be sold out.
Folks, in our move to Hollywood, We regret very much that we had to lose our old friend Silly Watson for the time being, but because of previous commitments, he couldn't make the trip with us now. Although we hope he'll be back with us soon.
Say, Fibber.
What, Harpo?
Is it true that we're going to have Zazu Pitts on our show again next week?
Yes, it is, Harpo. I thought as long as this program tonight was full of cannons and shooting and stuff, kind of fortissimo, that next week we ought to go a little pizzicato. Good night, folks.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next week. Good night. This is National Broadcasting Company.
You're listening to another in Dennis Daly's year-long series of salutes to one of the best-loved shows in the history of American radio, Fibber McGee and Molly. Now again, here's Dennis.
It is 1938. The war is coming to Europe, but it hasn't hit America yet. But Fibber McGee and Molly have been hit with a problem. Molly is too ill to participate. Marion Jordan had a problem with alcoholism all during her life. So for 1938 and a little bit of 37 and 39, Molly wasn't there. It was Fibber McGee and Company. Here's another great show from 1938 as the cast muddles through without Molly.
The Johnson Wax Program. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Company with Jim Jordan as Fibber, Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with There's a New Sun in the Sky. Modern housewives have a much easier time of it than your grandmothers did. Nowadays, it's no trick at all to keep your floors and linoleum clean and shining with Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. This remarkable polish relieves you forever from tiresome floor scrubbing because it protects your floors with a beautiful, dirt-resistant polish. Glow Coat, you know, requires no rubbing or buffing. Dries in 20 minutes to a gleaming luster that shuts out dirt and stains. Millions of women can testify that their housework is easier and their floors more attractive since they learned about Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Once you start using Glow Coat, you'll never again have to apologize for dull, soiled floors or faded linoleum. Ask your dealer tomorrow for Glow Coat, GLO-COAT, Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. You're assured of complete satisfaction if you insist on the real thing. Out into society tonight to a dinner at the Uppington Mansion among Wistful Vista's best people. However, society doesn't frighten him. After all, says he, what is the upper crust but a bunch of crumbs who stick together? So here, all dressed up in his best clothes, we find...
Hey, Harpo, hold it. Hey.
What's the matter, Fibber?
Easy on that party announcement. I may not be able to go.
Well, what happened? Why can't you go?
The button just come off the collar of my shirt. You got a needle and thread?
No, I'm sorry. I left my sewing basket home on the piano.
Shucks, I can't go around like this with a nude neck.
Well, why don't you keep your muffler on? You can wrap that around your neck sort of in the Ascot style, you know. I've seen Jack Benny wear his scarf like that.
Oh, that's okay for him, but I ain't got any Fred Allen reaching for my throat. Somebody around here ought to have a needle and thread, or at least a pin. Hey, Billy.
Yes?
Say, I just busted the button off the collar of my shirt. Now, I can't go around with my Adam's apple sticking out like that. Oh, is that your Adam's apple? Well, what'd you think it was? Well, I thought maybe it was a lump in your throat. You know, from reading the reviews of your personal appearances. Well, they don't bother me, Mr. Mills. Anyway, no theater's lost money booking my act. I don't care what the critics say about me as long as I take in the money. You're the third person I know who said that. Who's the other two? Jesse James and John Tillman. Why, they were public enemies. Yeah. Now that you've given me the needle, you never mind the thread, Willie. You got a magnifying glass, Mill? No, what do you want a magnifying glass for? I want to go over your contract again more carefully. Dad, Braddock, ain't anybody got a needle and thread? Hey, Don.
What's the matter, Fibber?
Listen, Don.
Hey, there's a button off your shirt.
Well, thanks, Don. At least there's one guy in this outfit that notices things. You got a safety pin, Don?
Yes, but I can't spare it.
Why not?
Haven't you heard?
What? I know. Heard what?
Here, let me whisper.
No. When?
Early this summer. So you see, we'll need all the safety pins we have.
Oh, gee, that's wonderful, Don. Hadn't you better sit down, Don? Take it easy. Kind of take it easy till your next number?
No, I feel all right, thanks.
So that's what you and your wife were talking about when I went past your window early this morning. I seen the light in there. Me, two slap-happy people by Don's early light.
Oh, don't say anything about it, will you?
Oh, no, Don, you can trust me. But say, you know where I can find a needle?
No, I don't. I don't even know where there's a haystack.
Say, Fibber, speaking of haystacks, I heard a funny one yesterday.
What was that, Harpo?
I heard a farmer say that he had a radio in his barn, but he had to shut it off on Tuesday night.
What for?
He said too much corn was bad for the livestock.
Oh, is that so? Criticizing again, eh? Well, if it'll make it any easier for you guys to push me around, I'll come down next week in a wheelchair. Dad, Braddock, I gotta find a needle and thread somewhere. Oh, there's a smart-looking girl. Maybe she's got one. Hey, sis, excuse me, but have you got a needle and thread?
No, I haven't. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, don't look so worried about it. I'll get the shirt fixed someplace.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I have other trouble.
Oh, that's too bad. Anything I can do?
Do you know anything about baseball?
Do I? Why, I coached the House of David team for 12 years. I gave it up, though. I got tired of the Bush League. Why'd you ask, sis?
Well, an old friend of my family just left me an interest in a baseball team, and I don't know anything about baseball.
Oh, are you that gal? You were an actress, weren't you?
I was. Oh, but I'm so anxious to learn about baseball.
Yeah, I suppose you think a double play is a 6-hour show by Eugene O'Neill, huh?
Tell me, do you think it would be a cute idea if my team changed costumes between each act?
They call them innings in baseball, sis, not acts. Where's your team now?
Oh, they're in Florida for spring rehearsal.
Spring training. But you don't have to worry. You got the best team in the country, sis.
Oh, do you think so? Well, have we a chance to win the Pulitzer Prize again this year?
You mean the pennant, sis. And if you're considering getting Alfred Lunt for shortstop or Catherine Cornell for third base, don't do it.
How about Noel Coward?
That's a good idea, sis. He could write you a few hits. Well, good luck, sis.
Thank you, and I hope you'll come to see one of our performances.
Oh, I will. I'll be at the first matinee. And now, folks, if anybody here has got a needle and thread, I'd like to get this... Hey, wait a minute. What goes on? Get that bull out of here. What do you think this is, a rodeo?
Oh, I'm horribly sorry, Mr. McGee. But we just couldn't keep him out of here. I think he smelled Mr. Mill's buttonhole corsage. See, he's sniffing it.
Get that brute away from me. Take him away.
Moo! And I do mean moo.
Oh, a bull fiddler, huh?
Ferdinand, please behave yourself.
Oh, so that's Ferdinand, huh? The lace curtain longhorn.
Oh, there was just a bull, a magnificent bull, in a pasture near old Barcelona. He dropped and he played through the flowers all day till he smelled just like old Colonna. He was gentle and kind and his moo was refined. The rest of the bulls all resented. When he started to moo in a moment or two, he'd have all the cows discontented. Ferdinand, the bull with the delicate ego. Ferdinand, the heifers all call him amigo. Ferdinand,
fandango, but he never learned to fight. Toot-toot-toot-toot. Birdie, Ferdinand. He loved the aroma of flowers. Birdie, Ferdinand. He smelled them for hours and hours. And all those female hands from high up in the stand would talk a few posies politely. Each like Lord Fergie would give them the birdie, cause Ferdinand, oh, Ferdinand, would never learn to fly. That was the four notes singing Ferdinand the Bull, folks. And Billy. Yeah? I want to compliment you on that prize beast music. Did you write that yourself? No, for those bull numbers, I used stock arrangements. Got your shirt fixed yet? No, I ain't. I got to get it fixed someplace.
Hello there, Johnny. How you fixed for Valentine's?
It's a little early to be selling Valentine's, old-timer, ain't it?
Hey?
I says, drop in about the 10th of the month with your Valentine's. I'll tell my secretary I'm expecting a heart attack.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, see, he says, see where Kaiser Wilhelm will be an octogenarian next Friday. Octogenarian, eh, says t'other feller. Well, any man as old as he is hadn't ought to eat meat anyway. He sure's been leading a quiet life, Johnny. Been in Holland 20 years and nothing's turned up but the ends of his mustache.
That old buzzard horning in here like that. Oh, still, he might be worth cultivating if we could get enough dirt on him. Hey, Harpo.
Yes?
You got a shirt I can borrow? I can't go around with my collar open like this all the time.
What size shirt do you wear?
14.
No, I didn't mean the cuff. I meant the neck.
That's it, 14.
I'm sorry. I wear a 17 and a half.
17 and a half? Wow. That ain't a shirt. That's a step-in. What sleeve length?
Which sleeve?
Well, are they different?
Oh, sure. My right arm is developed more than the left.
Oh, is that so?
Sure. You see, I use my right arm to knock on doors with. And when the lady of the house comes to the door, I say, Madam, do you know about Johnson's Glow Coat, the easy-to-use floor polish that shines as it dries? And she says, do you mean the Johnson's Glow Coat that requires no rubbing or buffing?
Oh, that's wonderful. And what do you say?
And I say, yes, madam, we are both talking about the same wonderful product that saves you housewives so much time and effort. And she says, to say nothing of saving up to a third on the large-sized can.
Isn't that marvelous? And then?
And then we smile at each other, and I go to the next door.
Oh, that's swell. But what's that got to do with your one shirt sleeve being longer than the other?
Well, personally, I always put it down to the long arm of coincidence.
Oh, dear. Okay, Harpo, is there a men's furnishing store near here?
Sure, 4 blocks south. But say, is the shirt you have on the only one you own?
Now, that's a fine question to ask me with everybody listening. Of course it ain't the only shirt I own. My other one's in the laundry. Hey, that's an idea. I'll run down to the laundry and see if I can find...
Oh, Mr. McGee, now what is this I heard about you not coming to my party tonight? Just because you lost a button off your shirt?
It's true, Uppy. It's sad but true.
Oh, but Mr. McGee, you must come. Oh, really, it will do so much for you socially. Why, I've invited the cream of society.
Oh, is that so? Well, watch them curdle when they see me with my shirt.
Oh, but I've even arranged for you to take Mrs. Morgan Wells Sterling into dinner.
No.
Yes. The Mrs. Morgan Wells Sterling.
Well.
Yes, she's very social. One of the FSBs, you know.
FSBs?
Yes, one of the first families of Virginia.
Oh, is that so? I'm a FFP myself.
FFP?
Yeah, fugitive from Peoria. Oh, I'm sorry, Uppy. It was nice of you to invite me, but with my collar the way it is,
now, Mr. McGee. Oh, really, I had so hoped you would come. Of course, if you're the least bit apprehensive about the etiquette of formal gathering.
Oh, don't worry about my etiquette, Uppy. I know my way around. Though there was a time when it used to worry me to pieces, wondering which was the proper fork to use.
Oh, Mr. McGee, really?
Yeah, but I got that licked. Now, I just stick out one knife, one fork, and one spoon and shove the rest of the tools in my pocket till after dinner.
Oh, really, Mr.
Yeah.
McGee? Oh, my, how original. You put the extra silver in your pocket? Oh, how very delightful. Tell me, Mr. McGee, are you ticklish?
Why, yes, a little. Why?
Oh, my goodness. Maybe I am just a silly girl, but I can hardly wait till my butler frisks you when he helps you in your overcoat.
Great gal, Uppy, but I'm afraid she left finishing school before she was quite finished. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah. Hey, Harpo, wait here for me. I'm going over to the laundry and get my other shirt. Uh-oh. Say, look at the old man walking by in the white gown and the long beard, carrying the big sigh. Hello, Father.
Hello there, son.
You get it, folks? A little symbolical device to denote the passing of time. Now we're at the laundry. Hi, Gooey Fooey. You got my shirt ready yet?
What's your name, please?
McGee, FIBBER McGee. Lose him button off of this shirty. Want other shirty. Need him bad, you savvy?
Oh, yes, it's very, very good. Mr. Needham wants bad shirty.
I ain't Mr. Needham. I'm Mr. McGee. And I don't want a bad shirt. I want my shirt bad. I mean good. I want my shirt.
Oh, you talk too much. That's very confusing. What kind of shirt do you bring in?
A nice silk shirt. I got it for Christmas.
All right, you come along this way, please. Looky silk shirty department.
Okay. Hey, that was my shirt he was tearing up.
That's really sorry. You don't get the shirty back. You make the silliest mistake of bringing Japanese silk to Chinese laundry. Goodbye now.
Well, that's that. Now I ain't even got another shirt. When I think of the trouble a little thing like a shirt button can cause a
Hi,
fella...
Miss McGee, please. What are you talking about?
Oh, hi, Phil. There's a button off of my shirt collar, and I can't seem to get one sewed on. You know where I can buy a shirt around here, Phil?
Yes, there's a real risky men's store down the street, please.
Oh, thanks, Phil. Where was you going?
I'm going down to the museum.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm working down there.
Oh, well, that ought to be both amusing and instructive. What do you do, Phil?
Well, I carry bones from one room to the other, please. They're building a skeleton of a dining car or something.
You mean a dinosaur?
Yes, sir, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. They got some bones 20 feet long, and they're deep and scrumptious. This is the first time I ever did go the bones for regular salary.
Hey, what you got there, Phil? A bottle of beer? I thought you didn't drink beer.
Well, this ain't for me, please, sir. This is for one of the men down at the museum.
Oh, I see.
Rosebud, she won't let me drink no beer.
Oh.
Rosebud, that's my gas.
Well, good for Rosebud. Keep you on the wagon, eh?
Yes, sir, she sure do.
Well, that's fine.
Yes, sir, that's what I think too, Miss McGee. She's perfectly right, but it's just like she says for you, sir. If an I goes around drinking that nasty old beer every day in a week, how are we going to have enough money left on Saturday night to buy gin? Well, so long, Miss McGee.
Okay, Phil, let's see. Oh, yes, the haberdasher. I hope they got a shirt that'll fit me. Oh, boy, what a store. Pretty fancy. Hey, clerk, sell me a shirt, will you?
Why, certainly, sir. Something like that creation you're wearing?
Oh, why not? What's the matter with it?
Those holes burned in the bosom, sir. You smoke a pipe, I take it.
No, bud, I got a battleship tattooed on my chest, and every time a flag goes by, it fires a salute.
Really, sir? The recoil must be terrific. By the way, sir, when you've selected a shirt, may I show you something nice in a bathing suit?
Oh, certainly. A friend of yours?
Yes. About the shirt, sir.
Oh, yes. How much is this one here?
Oh, that sells for $16, sir.
Let's see. How much is that a piece? Let's see. 12 and a 16 goes one.
Oh, no. That's not the per dozen, sir. $16 per shirt.
$16 for one shirt? Oh, now, listen, Si. Ain't you got something for about 69 cents?
No, sir. This $16 shirt is our cheapest. And we just carry that for the trench and trade. Sort of a novelty, you know.
Yeah, it would be a novelty for me to own one of them. But I ain't going to pay no... Hey, wait a minute. Does that price include a monogram on the sleeve? If it does, I'll order a dozen.
Oh, yes, sir. 3 letters or 2 letters?
3 letters, an F and an M.
And the third letter, sir?
That's the letter I'm going to send you in the morning, canceling the order. Good day, bud. Imagine that, $16 for a shirt. I'd have to buy a jewel case to keep the ravelings in. All the dad's ready.
Hello there, Fibber.
Oh, hi, Don.
Say, excuse me for mentioning it, Fibber.
Huh?
But that button is off your shirt collar again.
It ain't off again, Don. It's off still, yes. Incidentally, how do you feel, Don? All right?
Oh, yes. Don't worry about me. I'm all right.
Well, we want you to take it easy from now on, you know. Have you got some song, Don, that don't sap your strength too much?
How about Thanks for Everything?
Okay, but just one verse in the chorus now. Don't overdo.
There's nothing in the world I wouldn't do to be worthy of you. For any time that I am ever blue, you come smiling through. You're my sunny day, you're my only inspiration. Here's all that I can say to show you my appreciation. Thanks for everything, every word, every sigh, every kiss. Thanks for everything, for bringing me moments like this, for taking the skies of gray and making them blue, for taking my cares away. I tip my heart to you. So thanks for everything, every thrill in your tender caress. Thanks to you alone for all I ever possess. You gave me my reason to dream and made every dream come true. And so for everything, my thanks to you.
That was Thanks for Everything, beautifully sung by Donald Novus, with what I consider more than adequate accompaniment by Billy Mills Orchestra. Don't you consider it more than adequate, Harpo?
Yes, I do, Fibber. In fact, I think it was almost very superior.
Oh, at least almost very superior. Well, I would pretty near say it would be... I hope that's somebody with an extra shirt. Come in.
Miss McGee.
You betcha, sis. What can I do for you?
Well, we were listening to your program coming downtown in our car, and halfway down here our radio went on the brum. Would you mind starting over?
I don't know, sis. I don't believe we got time for that. What was the last thing you heard?
Why, when some old man came in and said, "That ain't the way I heard it," then the radio went bluey.
Well, I guess we can repeat that part for you. Hey, old timer.
Hey!
You mind repeating that wheeze of yours for a lady? You know, the one about the Kaiser?
Never repeat 'em, Johnny. But here's one I heard coming down in my car this morning. I had the radio on, and one fellow says to the other fellow, "See," says, "I see by the paper where..." "That's so," says fellow, "but how did..." "I always thought it was a peanut stand." I thought that was a good one, Johnny.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the middle part of it.
Neither did I, daughter. Just at that time, I was going under a viaduct.
antagonize our customers, you might at least...
Say, Fibber, you're catching cold. You've got to get a button on that shirt, or else wear a scarf.
No, sir, I know what I'm going to do. Might be a little radical, but I'm tired of trying to get a button on this shirt.
What are you going to do?
Well, you'll find out. You get Billy and Don Novus and Mrs. Uppington and Tilly Watson.
Well, hello there, Fizzer. What is this goosip I'm hearing about you losing a shirt off your top button?
Yeah, that's right, Nick. How'd you hear about it?
Oh, I overlistened to a couple of people discussing it downtown while I was in the courthouse.
In the courthouse? What you doing there in the courthouse, Nick?
I'm a wet nurse, Fizzer.
What?
A wet nurse. I'm a wet nurse in Little Legal Controversity.
A wet nurse? A wet nurse? Oh, you mean a witness?
Sure, a wet nurse. A friend of mine, Andreas Gregorius, is getting a kick in the bleachers of promise by a Cupid who is having a broken heart for $50,000. For $50,000, they can break my heart into a jigsaw puzzle, I'm thinking.
Me too, but your pal was probably indiscreet.
That is the situation in a nutcase, Fizzer. Of course, my friend Andreas can afford to make a sediment out of court. But what is burning him up is all the fleas.
Fleas?
Sure, court fleas, attorney's fleas.
That's fees, Nick. There's no L in it.
Is that so? Well, from what I'm sitting on the stand as a wet nurse, there was being plenty of L in it, I'm thinking. I'm being very glad I'm a happily married man, so I'm not being prosecuted by a cute kid from a chorus who is only knowing 2 notes of music, me and do.
Well, that'll probably teach that guy a lesson anyway, huh?
Fizzer, you said it with a mouthful that time. As I'm saying to my friend Andreas, I'm saying, when you are telling the females, I love you, that's awfully duckly. But the minute the man is writing your same thing in a letter, the mail is in the bag. So...
I think after what them Greeks learned at Troy, they wouldn't horse around so much. Hey, Harpo, is everybody here?
Yes, I think so.
Mrs. Uppington, Don Nova, Billy, Old Timer, Tilly Watson, Nick DePapa. Now listen, folks. Sit down and listen to me. Now then, you know what a time I've been having with the button off my shirt. Nobody's got a needle and thread, and I can't borrow a shirt or buy a shirt. And I'm going to do something about it. I want you all to go home and pack your trunks and meet me at the Union Station tomorrow morning.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to move this show to Hollywood, where a guy can go around with his shirt collar open. I won't be the only one out there who hasn't got all his buttons.
In just a moment. But right now, I'd like to say that no matter what type home you live in, a tiny apartment, a beautiful mansion, or a small cottage, your floors will be much easier to care for, much cleaner, and more sanitary if they're protected with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Dust and dirt simply can't stick to the beautiful polished surface. Spilled food can be quickly wiped away. If you want your floors always to have a bright, spick and span look that will attract the admiration of everyone, just let Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat polish your floors for you. Glow Coat works like magic, quickly giving your painted and varnished wood floors as well as your linoleum a wonderful shining polish without rubbing or buffing. Remember, it never pays to buy a cheap inferior polish that streaks or smears. For real economy, insist on one of the Johnson Wax products, the fine, dependable products that give greater beauty, longer wear.
Speaking of our moving to Hollywood, I'd just like to say this. It's easy for us to move into the sunshine, but if you'd like to move some sunshine into the lives of ill and crippled children, send 10 cents to President Roosevelt in Washington to help the fight on infantile paralysis. Remember, it's your dimes that will put a silver lining on the dark cloud of a dread disease. So join the March of Dimes. Thank you, and good night, folks.
Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
You know, thank God we're able to go back in time to 1938 and enjoy those great shows. The only regrets we have, of course, is that for many of them, the sound quality makes them rather difficult to listen to. But there they are. bringing us back to a kinder and gentler period in American history.
Next time around, Dennis will continue his look at what some say was the best series in the history of old-time radio. Fibber McGee and Molly, right here.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Morrison Bridge speaking.